Hi, everybody, and welcome to another week of the Celebrity Creator Show. How are you doing tonight, Brian?
I am excited and ready. How about you, Kathy?
Me too. What a phenomenal guest we have lined up tonight and the stuff that he's going to share with us over the top. But before we get started, for those of you who have not visited our show before, I'd like to tell you a little bit about this handsome looking gentleman here to my right. This is Brian Kelly, and Brian is the co creator and the co founder of the Celebrity Creator Show. He has over 24 years of software engineering and software experience. What that lends to is all of the technological, creative things that you see around you, all of our graphics, and just bringing the show that we put on every week. Thank you so much for all that you do there, Brian. The other thing is, Brian is an avid social mediaista. And by that, I mean that he is adept at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the new Google Plus. And we're all kind of excited about where that's going to go and what's going on in that genre these days. The other thing is, Brian not only is creative here with our show, but he put together a Ning site a while back and amassed over 50,000 Twitter followers that he put together in a package deal. You know, we can't sell Twitter, but he did sell the site for a tidy sum. He is an absolute phenomenal creative man, creative individual, very impeccable in what he does, a speaker and soon to be author. And I am proud to share the stage with you each week. Brian, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Wait a minute. You were talking about me that whole time? I thought that was somebody completely different. Now stop. Wow.
You're fun.
You spent some time revising, didn't you? My goodness. That's not fair. Well, now it's my turn, and I'd like to introduce to this gorgeous woman next to me. Her name is Kathy Stover, as you can see right beneath her. If you're watching live on Celebrity Creators at celebritycreators.com, shameless plug, Kathy has a wealth, and I say this every time, an absolute wealth of experience in the world of business and marketing. Just for an example, she has over 25 years experience as an operations manager and sales manager, all at a Fortune 500 company. Her corporate career ended 6 years ago, and she retired by choice because she decided, I'm not going to work anymore, not for someone else. She wants to pursue her passion by enlisting her over 20 years of experience as an internet and network marketing entrepreneur to work from home. She was talking about my past experience. She's got boatloads of her own, and she is an incredible internet marketer and also affiliate marketing. Don't get me started. She started that back in the early 90s and has just taken the world by storm. She can sell darn near anything to darn near anyone, and it's not necessarily her stuff that she's selling. It's always credible stuff, but she's very, very adept at it. On top of that, she's also excelled in network marketing, and that's a tough, tough world to excel in. I watched her go up on stage several times at different events to get her accolades in front of literally hundreds of people. She has done well. Anywhere you see the word marketing, business, that's where Kathy is a wonderful, wonderful fit. She also has experience as a professional speaker, and as she mentioned, well, she didn't mention this, but we are co-authoring a book, starting on that. And most recently, she has become a very successful social media strategist. You'll have to look that one up, but it includes coaching, includes a lot of stuff. She's cornered the market, if you will, on social media, does things that other social media strategists may not even think to do. She's very passionate and very knowledgeable in that area. She also holds designations as power seller and top rated seller on eBay. I mean, I could keep going on. I'm not going to, but I could. Well, okay, a few more things. She is extremely well connected. In fact, she's responsible for bringing many of the fine guests we see on our show week in and week out. So with that, I would like to hand the floor back over to the very wonderful, very talented, very exceptional, you insert the good adjective
Oh
here,
my
Kathy
gosh, you're
Stover.
killing me. What the heck? Listen, that was like way over the top, but I'll tell you what, one thing that we are just very excited about to bring this week to you is our special guest, Scott Kennedy. Scott was on his way to a bachelor degree in business administration at the University of Texas, Austin, and an investor in real estate in 1983 when a personal experience changed the course of his life. Shortly thereafter, he was led to a sea vegetation-based dietary supplement by an iridologist who recommended the place to his mother, or excuse me, recommended he place his mother on a daily regimen. Scott's mother, who had suffered from multiple sclerosis since she was pregnant with Scott, had moved into miraculous remission within 90 days. She is now in clinical remission since 1983, as per an MRI that she had in the year 2000, according to her neurologist. In 1983, Scott founded CVEG USA, now Pharmacia Health LLC. He began researching and promoting the value of sea vegetation in human nutrition. And in 1999, Scott created Pharmacia, the blend of sea plants imported in conjunction with the Irish government and the National University of Ireland Marine Sciences Centre in Galway. He, along with his friend and colleague and scientific advisor, Dr. Stefan Cran, PhD in marine botany, created what is now considered the most powerful blend of edible sea plants on Earth. These are delivered as a definitive dietary food supplement in 100% vegetable capsules called Super Sea Veg by Pharmacia Health LLC. Brian and I are so excited and would like to welcome our special guest tonight, Scott Kennedy. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Kathy. I'd like to top those introductions, but it sounds like the Mutual Admiration Society here. So, thank you for having me. I know you schedule your own guests, and you have a choice of guests. You have a choice, and you've obviously allowed me to come on today and rant and rave about the ocean and the ocean inside the veins of your viewers today. I want to also say hello to all my friends and some of my family out there, and people that know me and people that may or may not know me and may or may not like me. We have a lot of enemies in the vitamin industry because, frankly, we have the best dietary food supplement ever created in the history of mankind. But there's so many of them out there. How do we come to that? Well, we're going to hear a lot today. I'm going to talk a lot about what's going on in both the medical community and the natural health industry, which almost has a foot in both worlds. So, we've got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, and let's get right into it, because as we know, there is a lot to talk about. As Kathy and I met Scott several years ago, quite a few years ago now, and we know a lot about this product and believe in it completely. The title of our show is basically the first question I have for you, Scott. Why do you say the phrase, "Are you taking vitamins or are they taking you"? What brought that about?
Well, Brian, that's a good question, and that's kind of the theme today, and we'll try to get to that. And back when I found out about the seaweed from my mother, after her numbness went away in her hands and her feet, I, of course, wanted to go right to a neurologist and say, hey, looks like we might have the cure for MS. But because it wasn't pharmaceutical, he wasn't interested. And he wasn't interested in the pharmaceutical solution. He said whatever she's doing, she should keep doing, and that's great. And so that began I was naive, that began my mistrust of the vitamin industry and the drug industry. Actually, it was the drug industry and the doctors who pushed those drugs that I began to mistrust, that they really didn't want a cure. They wanted a pharmaceutical treatment or a pharmaceutical cure. But with organic disease, you can't have a pharmaceutical cure. You just can't. It's oil and water. They don't mix. And so they weren't interested in that. And then I found out that the vitamin industry is really the drug industry. That was in 1983 and 85. I knew that the vitamins were being made by the drug companies back in the mid 80s. The other day, somebody came up to me and said, boy, you must be an opportunist getting in the seaweed business just when seaweed's emerging as a real panacea of human ills and all the good things about it, the fucoidan and the iodine and all these good things. You must really saw it coming. And I tell them, no, that's not true. I get laughed at for 15 years. As I said, I put it on my license plates. If you're streaming some of those pictures, you'll see me stand in front of an old Chevy van I had. And, I got it on my plates, and it's been on my plates for almost 30 years now. And, you don't sell seaweed for money in the 80s and the 90s. You do it as a labor of love. And so if 100 people laughed at me, there was always a woman or an elderly woman or someone who had cancer or something that wasn't laughing at all, that were healed. And that's what kept me going. That's what keeps me going today. It's just not 1 out of 100. So the joke is on anyone that's laughing now. And one of the things that you see out there are expensive supplements. Before I go further, I want to let you know that there's a lot of vitamins out there. There's a lot of supplements. And, you know, we think of, well, when we get a car, you can buy a cheap car, a better car costs more money, a bigger house costs more money, better travel, more money. But there's something about what we're doing here. We're bringing something very phenomenal without a high price tag, simply because of the power of the blend of seed plants, even in small amounts. We won't be able to talk about that biology today. You can go to our website and see that and learn more about it. But at the end of the day, we're just here to say, look, try it for 90 days. I have a 90-day money-back guarantee. But so later in the show, my son's going to come on. He's going to tell you how to get a free bottle if you're still here. He'll give you the email address. He'll give you the what to ask for. There's 2 products we're giving away, and also your shipping address. So he'll be doing that. Now, this is my son some years ago, and that was in 2001. He was born on the couch with midwives, came into my arms, and he was very, very healthy. He's always been healthy. He's a seaweed experiment. He's had more sea veg and seaweed in his bodies than anyone in America, and you'll see him a little later. But back to the vitamins, if that's what you want to call them. The vitamin scam. Now, this is last year. That's last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year before. Okay? These Reader's Digest, they reference a couple different studies. Well, guess what? There's over 78 studies now that show that the vitamins that are made by the drug companies, and I mean the main brands, and I mean $15 billion of those, are causing breast density, breast cancer, and 18% increased mortality. What that means is, it's hard to get your arms around that,
It is.
but 85% of the chemicals found in 350 brands are made by these drug companies and are synthetic, made from petroleum, which is oil, not food, not plants, and they spin left around the nucleus. They're isolated, dead, acidic, plastic copies. Now, that's a lot. I mean, how would the government let them be on TV and imply that they're a vitamin? Well, that's exactly what happens, and if I say seaweed's good, they want to put me in jail. Now, you just think about that, because I think your common sense by the end of the show is going to kick in, even though it's not so common. But if you're on this show today, or you're watching today, you're going to leave and know a little bit more about what your choices are. So natural foods have been emerging, and liquid supplements, and noni and goji and zango and tango and mango, and they're all here because we're looking for a supplementation. We know we don't eat right. We know the soil's depleted. We know we are malnourished. But where do we go? Well, most people go down to the store and buy those chemicals. So every major disease increased in the people taking vitamins in the last 70 years. Every major disease, degenerative disease, increased in the people taking the vitamins in the last 70 years. What do you think about that, Brian, Kathy? It's hard to believe.
It's hard to,
it is.
yeah, it's hard to imagine. I just, when you think about all, and I was talking to you about this the other day, when the 3 of us were chatting, it's amazing to me to go into a pharmacy or Walmart or wherever and look at the vitamin counter. There's like everything conceivable and inconceivable available to you. And I mean, even with those kind of choices, if that's all we think we have, Scott, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And we probably only have about $50, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, when you look at it, it's, even those choices are enormous. It's just crazy.
Yes, it is. So how can we get all the nutrition we need on the $20 to $50 budget we have? And how can, if we eat organic, we're spending on better food, drinking better water, you know, why aren't people getting better? Well, I just want to reiterate that your listeners and your viewers and everybody out there knows that that you want. They did a survey. This is a company that did a huge survey in 2004 on attitudes on aging, and 2 out of 3 Americans are concerned about deteriorating physical condition, And this isn't wrinkles. This is degeneration. These are the baby boomers and the younger people. They're concerned about that. And the second thing is loss of mental acumen, losing their mind, Alzheimer's, that type of thing. Isn't it interesting that the Japanese have problems with neither of these, the Japanese? And what do? They eat seaweed every day, 7 grams, and they eat fish that eat seaweed every day. So it really isn't their genetics. They do their own genetic engineering, and they have a 15-point higher IQ. But what do? They eat it every day. They don't eat it at sushi restaurants once a week. And people, they say to me, why do I want to eat in a capsule when I can get at the sushi restaurant? When did you last have it? 2 months ago. And what'd you have between then and now? Well, that's the point. So we really do want to get better. How can we do it? What pill can we take that's the best bang for our buck? We have that. And my customers know that, and they're watching today because they want a free bottle. And I know you want a free bottle, and that's why you already know what I'm going to talk about. So I thought, well, I'd get you down here to get your free bottle. So thanks for watching.
Well, you know what I want to ask? What is it about seaweed that is so important? What actually are the nutritional benefits to it? How do we know?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know time is flying, but I have a video I wanted you to show, so you don't have to take my word for it on the vitamin scam, and it's just 2 minutes. So maybe Brian can cue that up and play that. Let me know when that's going.
All right, it is going now.
Vitamin deficiency. Millions of people take them every day, but do all those vitamin pills and food supplements do any good? There's new evidence.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
When Nightly News continues here this Tuesday night, they're pricey, they're everywhere, they're supposed to be good for you, but how effective are vitamin supplements really? Additional health news tonight. This time it's about vitamins. It's a huge industry in this country. So many people take them hoping for health benefits and to ward off illness and disease, including cancer. But do those vitamin supplements work? There's a new study on that topic tonight. Our chief science correspondent Robert Bazell has taken a look.
Today's results found that selenium, vitamin C, and vitamin E do nothing to reduce prostate cancer risk.
A lot of people thought that this would indeed show a reduction in risk of cancer, but it did not come about.
These trials are the large and expensive kind, designed to answer a question once and for all. One trial followed 14,000 men for 10 years, the other 35,000 men for 3 years. They found that men taking the supplements and vitamins, alone or in combination, had the same rate of prostate cancer as men taking placebos, dummy pills. Such failures of large vitamin trials are becoming a familiar story.
There's always a strong desire to find a quick fix and a magic bullet that will be very easy, something as easy as popping a pill. However, so far it's been one disappointing randomized trial after another.
In the last year alone, well-controlled trials have found various vitamins not effective in reducing the risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and slowing the progression of Alzheimer's disease.
Here's to us and my vitamins.
Such news has little effect on people like Nancy and Lou Garippo, who take several supplements every day.
I don't believe that we get what we need from the foods that we eat anymore. They're so processed.
Scientists point out that a multitude of studies show that a healthy diet, rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, reduces the risk for many diseases. But vitamin or supplement pills have so far not made much difference when put to the test. Robert Bazell, NBC News, New York.
That's pretty eye-opening there, Scott.
Scary. They didn't go far enough. They just said, oh, they may not do anything. And she said there's no magic bullet. But you know what? There is a magic shotgun shell, and that's the supplement with the most number of natural organic nutrients found inside of it, and that's the seaweed plant. That's marine algae. There's no question about that. We're not going to dispute that tonight. It doesn't really matter. It has over 70 times the nutritional value of spinach and lamb plants, and when eaten every day, it changes your health. The people that eat sea veg every day or seaweed every day, healthiest people in the world by far. There's no question. So, but let's get back to that problem because it's a big problem. I'm going to show you some, just some articles. We're going to whip through them. Almost a third of children in the United States take supplements. Vitamins that children are taking and babies are causing allergic reactions. These are the synthetic vitamins. Multivitamin linked to breast density. Breast density is a precursor to breast cancer. Your bodies are putting these vitamins into your breast tissue if you're a woman, which you're more at risk, and that breast tissue then eventually will mutate. Those cells will mutate, and you'll have local cancer. That's called breast cancer. Okay? It gets better here or worse. Can your multivitamin give you cancer? So this is all out there in the last 2 years, but it's been just come and gone, and no one wants to talk about it, and they're still out there buying those chemicals. Well, then listen to this, because this is out of the New England Journal of Medicine. This is a randomized trial, and this trial looked at all-cause mortality and follow-up on the effect of antioxidant supplements, and they looked at 66 different trials. This is a meta-analysis. That means it's an analysis of 68 different analyses. 232,000 people, and what they found was singly or combined vitamins, antioxidants, significantly increased mortality by as much as 18%.
Wow.
That's what I referred to earlier, okay? Now, that's not it. Here's just a few more headlines. Multivitamin linked with breast density. Almost a third of U.S. kids. Americans Health Foundation at conclusions. Vitamin C supplementation to reduce incidence of colds in the normal population is just wrong. News keeps getting worse for vitamins. The vitamin scare. Vitamin B don't prevent heart attacks. Vitamin C interferes with cancer treatment. Disappointing news on vitamin E and selenium by itself. Conclusion, vitamin E may increase all-cause mortality. I'm saying people should stop their vitamins. Now, you'll be healthier if you do, but you still know you need the nutrition.
Right.
Well, so does Centrum know you need the nutrition. That's why they put their bottle around the table full of plants. This is a terrible picture because I don't have the original. They don't ever lead you to believe that there's something in there that's like the plants. That's a lie. That's a bait and switch. That's a bait and switch where they bait you into believing that Centrum has anything to do with the plants. Nothing. Zero. No food value. Completely synthetic, man-made plastic copies that are acidic, and they'll give you great trouble with candida and all sorts of other problems. And then guess what? You're going to go get the drugs that the companies make that make the vitamins. So, you know, this is really... We got two more before we start talking about the positive stuff, okay? This is a tough one.
Wow.
I can't. What does it say?
Read the highlighted parts.
Can't read the highlighted part.
Okay, these are prenatal vitamins with synthetic retinol palmitate. Retinol palmitate is what they use with the women. You know, retin A burns off your skin, okay? These babies whose mother took 10,000 units of vitamin A will have a birth defect as a result. Now, the researchers said, well, out of 3,000 pregnancies, there were only 5 or 6 babies that had these birth defects. I guess that's okay if it's not your baby. This is the way they think. Okay, did they take retinol palmitate out of these prenatal vitamins? No, they didn't. They just lowered the dose. That's the kind of people you're dealing with, and that's why we're 57th in the world in infant mortality. We've got to use our heads. These people are pushing synthetic chemicals into organic fetuses and saying, here's your prenatal. Now, minerals are different. I'm talking about these synthetic vitamins. The straight form of vitamin A is called retinol. The real form of vitamin A is called beta-carotene, gamma-carotene, alpha-carotene. It's all spectrum of carotenoids, just like the B complex. Guess what? Those are not in vitamin A supplements. So everybody was really, really trying to get the government to do a study on beta-carotene back in 1996. Okay? But this was a 5-year study with people and women who smoked 18,000 smokers. They had to smoke a pack a day for 20 years or 2 packs a day for 10 years. And then the government used beta-carotene to see if, because everybody say beta-carotene, cancer cure, cancer prevention. They stopped the study 2 years early because too many of the people on the carotene got cancer. 28% got cancer. They stopped it early. The lead investigator said, we don't know what happened. Guess what? They used 30 milligrams of synthetic beta-carotene, and they used another 25 international units of none other than retinol palmitate. Both of these chemicals are still in your vitamins. Anybody that's taking a vitamin in this country today from the store or anywhere is toxifying their bodies, their children's bodies, and their pets' bodies. Stay away from it. I never took another vitamin when I found this out in 1985. Who made the drug company? Who made the synthetic chemicals? And then I found out that pharmacy means sorcery. That pharmacy means sorcery, and it's mentioned in Revelation like 5 times. Whether you're a Christian or not, what's it doing in there? So we won't get into that. So what happens then? We got these problems with the supplements. We've got people dying from the supplements. So we go to the doctor, and we ask the doctor, Doc, I heard that degeneration is, 70% of the gross national medical product. Everybody's degenerating, degenerative disease. Doc, and Kathy, what's the opposite of degeneration, or what would the cure for degeneration be?
I don't know, regeneration?
Regeneration. Good, that's it. Brian, when's the last time you went to a doctor and he gave you something to regenerate with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't remember.
Well, you're on the CVED since 2005, so you don't go to doctors.
That's right. Well,
We'll
I
talk
actually
about
did.
that later.
I actually did go to a doctor, and it wasn't too long ago. It was maybe over 6 months ago. But the findings were remarkable because I had most of my problems were up here, just too much stress. Didn't know that at the time. Went to get a checkup. He showed me the blood work results and just shook his head in amazement. He said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have one of the cleanest bills of health I've seen. And I'll be 47 tomorrow. Shameless birthday plug, but I'll be 47 tomorrow, and this was at 46.
We'll sing later.
Yep. Well, that's a wonderful story, and that's a testimonial, I think, to the fact that you're one of only 10% male customers of ours that are on the CVEDs. Most of our customers are women. But so at the end of the day, then, getting the seaweed every day helps regenerate us, but synthetics never had a chance, never have. In 70 years, all they've done is cause more problems. You think your government and your doctor, that's part of the illusion, the first 3 letters being what?
Ill.
We don't want to believe the doctor, the pharmacist, or our mother, or our grandmother, and all the people that are under this illusionary spell, sorcery. We don't want to believe that they would lead us wrong, so we follow, and we follow, and therefore the people that are eating seaweed every day or sea veg are the healthiest because they don't follow that. And now let's look at what's happening now. Dr. Oz.
He's big.
What's he say? What's Dr. Oz say? How much time do we have, by the way?
We got about 31 minutes going.
Okay. Dr. Oz said, is this the thyroid cure? Iodine and vitamin D? 2 very high, naturally occurring, bioavailable compounds found in marine algae. Isn't that amazing? No wonder the Japanese don't have any illness over there. It must be they're different than us, on a cellular level. I don't think so. I think we've been taught that we're different, or the ocean's polluted, or the doctor's always right, or if it's on TV, it must be real. Okay, so now we get back to, well, what's the solution? Well, I saw what would happen to my mother, and then I said, I'm going to do this for a living. I'm going to get out of real estate and do this for a living. And by 94, which was 9 years later, I had changed, my diet had changed, and I stopped getting sick. I got my health insurance license, worked inside of an HMO for 2 years. That was a trip. So now I knew what would happen to me if I had to use the health insurance. And then I realized, boy, these people are sending us money. It certainly doesn't insure their health.
Mm-hmm.
What insures your health every day? Whatever you breathe, eat, and drink. That's what ensures your health. And when your cells are healthy, you can pretty much tolerate anything. It's quite amazing what the human body is capable of. I mean, I see these people on 9, 10 different prescriptions. It's amazing. That body wants to keep going. It wants to be healthy. Well, guess what? Homeostasis is perfect health. So you're genetically programmed to be healthy, You just need to get out of your way and give your body what it needs to be healthy. It's like the watch. If you have a watch, all the parts have to be there. And Kathy, you mentioned being down at the store. We got $50. We got a budget, and there's 25, 30 different things we think we need. So we go home with like 7 of them, and the watch needs 300 of them. Well, guess what? They're all in the ocean, and they're all in the seaweed, and they're all absorbed. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Back in, this is funny. Back when I started studying, I began studying the medical profession, the vitamin industry, and then I got all these newsletters for the natural stuff. I had a radio show in the 90s, interviewed Andrew Weil, and before he was on the front cover of Time magazine. And, I learned a lot about, we know Susan Summers overcame cancer with a lot of good natural compounds. And then I was invited to speak in the 90s. Now, I'll put this up close. These are all MDs and PhDs. And no one was talking on seaweed, and I've spoken there twice. The only letters I have after my name are VEG, and I don't have to see doctors, and I'm just very happy about that. So I insure my health with seaweed, and so this is Melchior Dickards, who said seaweed is man's greatest and richest ally. And he wrote this in the 50s. He's one of my mentors, and he says, 20 years of research, it's amazing people don't know more about these miraculous plants. They have antibiotic properties, they reduce bacterial activity, they reduce virus, they have a neutralizing effect on toxic substances, their pH balance is 7.5, they contain all the elements necessary for cell regeneration and repair, and many soothing and magical properties. Of course, the doctor that Brian goes to isn't going to say that about seaweed. He's going to, with his one course on nutrition, and now we know why they won't teach him about nutrition. They don't want him talking about food. Oh, no. No, we don't want to talk about regeneration. We want to talk about clipping the light that says check engine oil. When you come in, we clip the light. You go home, you feel better. You call us in the morning when the engine blows, we'll replace the motor. And after the car breaks down the tire, we'll replace that. We'll take your gallbladder out, but we won't put a new one back in. Okay? This is what we're going to do to you. We're going to make your dying more comfortable, and then we're going to make the vitamins when you're over there, and then we're going to put toxins in your food and process that, and then we're going to take all the nutrition out of the soil, all the minerals, and then we're going to tell you that we know how to heal you, and you're going to embrace your tormentor. Like the Jews asking Hitler for their freedom. There's something very wrong with this. And so to the degree that you think in these ways, that you think that you can go get a vitamin because it's on TV, or the drug company or the TV would never lie to you, is the reason we're sick. We're under an illusion. So I really am here to help people. I know that seaweed's the best plant, the most powerful plant on earth, and it begins with the iodine. So when I found out that seaweed has all these nutrients, that's our chemical analysis, and that's not everything. They didn't even know about selenium or boron in the 80s. Well, once they find out about it, we take the seaweed down there, and sure enough, it's in there. So, Brian, you saw me when I had an infomercial in 2005. These are the top infomercials. Can you see that?
Yep.
And ours was like a head of ab scissors and Proactive, one behind Proactive. And I mean, there were over 2,000 infomercials, and I was like the Beatles. I got half of 1% of the total take, and ITV got the rest. So we're just trying to come back from that, let everybody know we improved the product. It's a lot better than it was. There's nobody else involved in this. We do our own thing, and give me a break here. I think we've got another video. That video is about
underwater.
Oh, yeah, this will show the plant in its natural underwater surroundings. So let's go with that video.
Alrighty.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Well, that's one heck of a makeup artist you got there, Scott. He even changes your clothes for you. That's pretty good.
That music was beautiful, and so were the pictures. I loved it.
Now, that was not a cartoon. That was underwater photography that costs about $250 a second.
Yeah, it was
first
beautiful.
10 seconds.
Beautiful.
Let me just say that those ocean plants are made of the same compounds that we are and our flesh is. And right now you have little creatures breathing under blue salt water, oxygen that comes from the very seaweed that you saw in that picture and the single-cell marine algae around the globe. So your cells are breathing underwater a plant substance from seaweed called oxygen. What happens when you feed it to them? When you feed it to them, now they'll be breathing it and eating it, and everything they've been programmed to do, made of the same compounds that are in the seaweed, they're going to go do it, and that's what homeostasis is, and that's what health, and that's what you want. You want it for your children and your pets. But somewhere along the way, the imposter came in and said, I got your vitamin, and look, here's the sunlight right on the label, because we know that all nutrition comes from the rainbow, right? So let's put a rainbow on the bottle, and then let's put dead synthetic yellow powders that kill you inside. Is that too strong? You don't know the half of it. I got to tell you that it's way worse than that. It's way worse than that when you're doing it to fetuses and children and innocent people. And that's why I'm just so angry and contemptible toward the government and the pharmaceutical industry and the people that defend it and all the people that say, well, they're doing some good. Yeah, they're doing some good when you have an accident and you have some major problems, yes, or you're too far gone and you don't care anymore. That's fine. But for those of us that care about our health every day and our children and our pets, we do not want to give in to that system. And if there's a pill out there that we can take that can make us healthy in a short period of time and ongoing, that's what we want, and that's what we have. So, Kathy, I want people to know these are their choices. One word. This is Newsweek just the other day. One word. I wrote run on there. Okay, run. That's one word. Kathy, you just started taking the Sea Veg 5 days ago. I sent you a bottle for free.
Yes, you did. And this is I got to tell you my Sea Veg story. Brian and I were connected to the company that you were doing the infomercials with several years ago. And back then I was taking it all the time, and I don't know why I quit taking it, because I was feeling good then. But I can tell you this, when Brian and I go to events, he faithfully takes it all the time, has been for over 3 years, and always brought extra to share with me. And I've got to tell you, whenever he would give it to me and I would take like 4 or 5 capsules, the energy that I sustained during the events that we were at was phenomenal. And we really needed it because we were helping out. At any rate, when I was telling Scott, when Brian and Scott and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, he said, you're not taking it? Well, as you can tell, he's very passionate about Sea Veg. So he sent me some. I've been taking it for 5 days. And honest to goodness, there is a change. I was talking to a friend today because I was saying, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but not that I can see better as far as my vision, because I wear little reading glasses, but my vision is clearer. And guys, go like this, cover your ears, I'm regular. Now, that might not sit well with some of you, but a lot of gals I know out there have problems like that. Let me tell you, girls, this stuff works. The other thing is, I started taking it last Wednesday. Didn't happen Thursday, but on Friday, I slept like I have not slept in a long time. Now, my days, when we talk about home business and internet entrepreneur, being an internet entrepreneur and marketer, you just work 4 hours a day. Well, not me, honey. Let me tell you, I work all the time. From the time I get up and sometimes into the evening, my energy level, honest to goodness, over the past couple days has just gone through the roof. I can only equate it to the Sea Veg because that's the only thing that I have changed. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen to me over the next few weeks, because I'm actually backing off on a medication that I'm taking. So I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen with that, and hope that it's just going to keep on rocking. Thank you so much.
Well, Kathy, that's amazing. These things, sleeping and regularity and eyesight and energy, I mean, can we go to the health food store and go, what's going to make my eyes better, and then make me sleep better, and then make me regular, and then have energy in 5 days in one pill? There's not going to be one. There isn't going to be one. There isn't one out there. That's why I say this is the magic pill. And you know what's funny about that? All these things are related to your thyroid gland, the master gland. Now, if I want to upset your house, I'll upset the master of your house, won't I? I'll go after the master of your house, and if I upset the master of your house, then I'll get the rest of you all messed up, and you can come to us. As a matter of fact, I can make you sick, and then you'll come to me to heal you. The chemical industry makes us sick. The drug industry, better living through chemistry? I don't think so. So now we have this toxicity problem. Malnourishment and toxicity are the two major problems in this country, okay? And they kill more people than any accidents or anything like that, more people than Hitler killed. And malnutrition and toxicity. Okay. What happened was you got a little vegetable iodine in you, the little substance that happens to be in throughout the Japanese population. They get over 10 times the daily RDA of vegetable iodine. And for you women out there, when the doctors say, oh, iodine's bad, okay, go read Dr. Brownstein's book, where he went to medical school, and he realized these people do not know what they're talking about, and they're teaching it across the entire medical community. So iodine is not bad, okay? Some people eat tons of seaweed, have a little bit of hypothyroidism, but across the entire Japanese population, almost zero. 89 years old, the women live to, 10 years longer than American men. Japanese men smoke more cigarettes than any other country, lowest lung cancer death rate in the entire world, and because of that, you haven't heard about seaweed from your governmental bodies at all. And that's why, because seaweed and their lung cancer death rate being low are tied together. So no wonder we don't hear about it from these people who care about our health and want Scott Kennedy not to say anything on TV about seaweed helping them, but we want to sell Centrum on TV, don't we? Yeah. So it's really kind of a big racket. So the iodine that you got from the seaweed really help your entire metabolism, and it'll also increase your IQ up to 13 to 15 points. Did you know that this country has 13 to 15 point lower IQ than Japan? And mental retardation can cover a wide range from mild blunting to full-blown cretinism, which comes from pregnant mothers who do not have iodine. So they put it in the food supply, and they put it in the vitamins, but guess what they put in there? Pharmaceutically made potassium iodide, and they tell you it's iodine. Which, if you take anything away from this show, I want all your viewers to know you are not getting the very compound that those Japanese are getting a lot of every day. You're just not. It's not in the salt. It's not in the food supply. There's something else in there. It's called potassium iodide and potassium iodate. And they know about this, and thyroid problems are on the upswing tremendously in women of all ages. It's an epidemic, and what do they get from that? They get you going back every 6 months. They tell you you're going to be on the drug for the rest of your life. It's a steroid. It's powerful, and it shuts down your thyroid. So this iodide is getting in your thyroid every day from the food supply, where 70% of it's hidden. 70%. You could stop shaking that salt shaker. And by the way, if iodine was so bad, wouldn't they have the salt shaker police in your house? All 3 shakes and you're done. The whole thing's a racket. So I'm telling you, the vitamins are made by the drug companies. Drugs don't cure anything. They just block, make your dying more comfortable. The stuff in the salt's not iodine, and there's no minerals in the soil. Where are we going to go? Seaweed. The only source of naturally occurring vitamin D. And the vegetable iodine, which I thought Dr. Oz said, gotta get this off my screen so I can see Dr. Oz said that vitamin D and iodine could be the cure for thyroid problems. Wow. But it's going to take about 30 years for bonehead Dr. Frankenstein down at the clinic to figure it out. So as long as we wait for him, we're actually going to be behind him in line, and they die youngest of any profession. So let's keep going to those doctors, folks. Because you know why? We pay for our medical insurance, so we've got to use it. Oh, God. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. So we want to heal with food. We want to stop the thyroid madness. We don't want slow death from all the chemicals and the rubber ducks. We're getting toxic overload. We're overdosed on drugs. We're degenerating. And in Japan, they're living a very long time. Why?
Oh, yeah.
That's the pharmacy blend of sea plants. I don't like the taste of it, but my cells sure love it. And I've taken it for about 28 years, seaweed every day. But this is the most powerful blend of sea plants ever created in the history of mankind. And it's a proprietary blend with Dr. Cron that we put together. And before I let somebody else talk again, we have over 150 pages of testimonials that people have written in. And you know what, Kathy and Brian? We don't even offer downline bonuses. So we're not an MLM. And the fact, they don't write in because I give them a free bottle for the testimonials. They write in because they're happy. So I'm going to rifle off some things they've written in, and these are on our website. Acid reflux, AIDS, allergies, ALS, arthritis, asthma, athletic performance, autoimmune hemolytic anemia, bladder, blood pressure, cholesterol, cancer, colds, flu, diabetes, degenerative disease, emphysema, mental clarity, eyes, fibromyalgia, genetic disorders, hair, skin, nails, intestinal issues, kidneys, menstrual, menopause, muscular dystrophy, MS, pregnancy, sleeping soundly. And this is a 4-year-old boy who was cured. And I'm telling you, he's clinically cured of profound stuttering, tendonitis, testosterone levels, TB, tumors, thyroid, and weight loss. And those are just general categories of our testimonial. So all that with one pill that has this in it. And so we're going to show you in a few minutes how to get a free bottle, and maybe one bottle can do it for you, but most of our clients, they never want to stop. So what else can I say, Kat? Any more questions? Oh, we have a video or questions?
We have a video and questions. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
We are lined up. But I wanted to ask a quick question of you, Scott.
Hold on, I'll get some chlorophyll here.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to run the video?
I want to ask a quick question.
What's the next video? The Mystery of the Ocean? Yes, let's show that one.
All right, we'll move to the video. Here we go. You ready? Mystery of the Ocean.
Brian's statue.
The mystery of the ocean, teeming with healthy organic life. These sea vegetables consume a rainbow of light, growing up to 2 feet a day and creating concentrated vegetable compounds within their fronds. Hello, I'm Scott Kennedy, president and founder of PharmaC. 20 years ago, I devoted my life to the study of marine nutrition and began eating sea veg every day. The world's healthiest cultures all have a diet rich in sea vegetables. Now you can too. The PharmaC Pristine Ocean Blend contains 12 powerful species of sea vegetation harvested from the pollution-free waters off the west coast of Ireland. Sea veg is packed with minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, phytonutrients, amino acids, omega-3s and 6s, and many other organic molecules not found in land plants or supplements. The experts say that Americans are dying from our diet, and this deeply concerns me. Remember, you're not synthetic. And synthetic vitamins are being passed off as dietary food supplements but have zero food value, and they're made by drug companies. This may be something they don't want you to know about. And despite your charity and tax dollars in the billions being spent on medical research, when was the last time you heard the word cure coming from those experts? I'd say man's science is letting us down, but Mother Nature treats you best. And now the oldest and most nutritious plants on Earth are the newest food supplements, a salad of the sea, created in God's laboratory. So pick up the phone and call the number on your screen. And if after eating sea veg for 90 days you don't agree, I'll buy it back so you can go back to whatever hasn't been working for you in the past. Catch the new wave everyone is talking about and eat raw, natural, 100% vegetable sea veg every single day. It's engineered by Mother Nature. It has everything from alpha to omega. This is Scott Kennedy saying eating sea veg is eating right.
You know, I just want to say we've got several people on the chat. You probably keep hearing the kind of popping sound. One of our viewers, Gene Scott, is saying that he lived in Japan for about 14 years and ate seaweed every day, and he can attest to the fact that it does do something for you, and he's very seriously going to look into your sea veg product.
Thank you very much.
I got a question for you, Scott.
That is the key. Eating it every day. That is the key. Yes,
Yep.
Brian.
There are hundreds of different species of seaweed from around the world, and I was just curious what caused you to zero in on the specific, the ones that you now utilize in your current product line. How did you make that selection process?
Well, that's an excellent question, Brian. And one of the reasons I did this is I'm going to bring him in a couple minutes to give away the free bottle is because I wanted it for my son. I wanted it for my mother to keep her healthy. She's still alive at 84, and myself. And now the people, I get to do this for a living. I mean, it's not often you give people a pill that changes their lives. I mean, everybody talks about that, but that's why the Centrum commercial is only 10 seconds long. There's nothing they can say, and there's no science to back it up. But you asked about species. In Babylon, an Epic of Gilgamesh talks about seaweed. Kelp has been used in ancient Japan and in China, 3000 BC. The father of medicine said plants of the sea, and Confucius said this, were delicacies fit for honored guests and the king himself. The oldest book in Iceland. So, the species are very important. We get the 12 species that are most...
Go ahead. That's okay.
12 species at about 10,000 we've chosen, red, green, and brown. We import them. There's no domestic sea vegetation. We test it. Yes, we test it for all the metals, toxicity, and we test it again before it goes out. So we've never had a claim on our health, on our liability insurance of $2 million, and we've never had an adverse result. We just have those positive things.
Awesome. Brian, you want to tell them how they can get a hold of Scott?
Actually, that's a good idea. Hey, for all of you watching live, you'll see a picture of Scott, not moving, not animated, not passionate, just still beneath us. If you're watching this recorded, it's going to be above us. But for right now, it's live, it's beneath. Click right on his nose. Not now. Don't do that now. But click on his nose right after this show's over. That'll take you to his Facebook page. Be sure to like that page and get in contact with Scott that way. In addition, there's a banner beneath that will take you directly to his website, and you can learn all sorts of great, wonderful things about super sea veg and sea vegetation and what it can do for you in your life and nutrition. It's a blog that you can also click over to his main site if you want to look at everything else that he has to offer. It's not just this one type of sea veg that, as everyone's mentioning, that we take regularly. I take it regularly, have for years, as been mentioned, and believe in it. That's one of the reasons Scott is on our show tonight, and so does Kathy.
Zoe.
Absolutely. He even has stuff for pets. Yes, we both have pet supplements there. I mean, a full line of great stuff. Chewables for kids. You name it, he's got it. But be sure after the show to click on his nose to go to his Facebook page, and then also follow up by going to his website and look into that. All the great information that's way above and beyond what we're discussing here tonight. There's just not enough time to permit all the great stuff that Super Sea Veg can do for you. All right, Scott, you've brought your son in. What's up next?
Yeah, excuse me real quick, Brian. We've got folks saying they've lost the video, pardon me.
We're still rolling here. We'll keep moving.
Oh, yeah, they can hear us. They just, they can't see.
They said they lost the video.
Yeah, try refreshing your respective browsers if you can hear us. And
Can you see me, Kathy and Brian? Can you see me?
Yeah, we're still rolling.
Okay, now they're saying they can see.
Right on.
Scott,
this little hiccup.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Okay. Thanks for that plug, Brian, Kathy. Thanks for having me here. And now I want to give away a free bottle to anybody that's interested. It's quite easy. Quinn's going to read this same thing. I'm going to put it up to the screen, and Quinn's going to read it into the mic. Okay, so if you have any questions, though, just remember the email address, freecveg@pharmacy.com. Now, we spell pharmacy with an F and an S.
It's hard to hear you, Scott. You need to do that in the mic.
We spell pharmacy with an F and an S. So, go ahead, Quinn.
Free offer email address, send to freecveg@pharmacy.com. Provide your name and shipping address, and tell us if you want the Super Sea Veg with Vita D and Sea Cal or the Jonah Sea Veg chewables. Send this email within 48 hours.
So we have two products we're giving away. The Sea Veg, we've added vitamin D, Thank you, Quinn. And sea-cal is it's vegetable seaweed. It's calcified seaweed. It's called merle, and it's vegetable. It's actually considered vegetable calcium. And then we've added the vitamin D, and then we mix it with the powder, with the Super Sea Veg, and then you take it every day. Take 3 to 6 a day, and then we have a children's chewable or a chewable for all ages, and they're not weaker. A little bit. 4 of those equals 3 of the other ones. So you can get the children's chewable. So one more time.
Free offer email address, send to freecveg@pharmacy.com. Provide your name and shipping address. And tell us if you want the Super Sea Veg with Vita D and sea-cal or the Jonah Sea Veg chewables. Send this email within 48 hours.
Awesome.
Okay, and
Great
you know,
job.
if you want your friends to write in, I don't know how many people. We're not tracking you. I will be by every 3 months to see if you're taking your Sea Veg. And remember, no one bottle makes us any money. We sell thousands of. We've already sold over 4 million bottles, and we're changing the lives of people that really want to stop buying all these individual things because somebody tells them they need. There are a lot of experts out there, but I tell you what, I've been taking this for 28 years. All I take is fish oil, some flax. That's it. Fiber and Sea Veg, and that's it. And I have the best, most healthiest blood of anybody I know. I haven't had a cold or flu since 1991. And Quinn here will tell you, how long have you been on it, Quinn?
I've been on it since I was in my mom's stomach.
And, what about when you came out?
And
when you came out, how did you get it?
I got it by you pouring it into my eggs and just pouring it into my eggs every morning.
Yep. And his mother breastfed, so we got it that way. And then he started swallowing the capsules at 4. And when's the last time you were sick?
I was sick a couple years ago, but not, well, a long time ago, a couple years.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
I'll tell you what, Quinn, I am so excited. I can't tell you, like I mentioned earlier, Brian takes it faithfully, and off and on he'll say, you know, you should be taking this, you wouldn't be run down and tired. I am so excited, and because of that, we're going to have like an update at some point, don't you think, Brian?
Yeah, we will. Follow up and see how Kathy's doing on her regimen.
I want to let everybody know I'm writing a book.
Nice.
There's the solution down there. There's the problem on the cover. So be looking for this book. We're going to really expose the whole thing, a little piece of what I've told you today. And we've got a new supplement coming out. That's a master multiple, bone, brain, blood, and body. And yes, it's going to be the most powerful pill you could ever take. It will be the magic pill, the magic shotgun shell. Brian, Kathy, thank you very much for having Quinn and I.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you want to run that last video, or there's no time?
Yeah,
you know, it just seems like the hour passes so quickly. And before we do say goodbye, I just want to say, Brian and I both are so excited, Scott, that we reconnected. After 3 years, we reconnected personally with you. Like I said, Brian's been purchasing Sea Veg for the 3 years that we haven't seen you, but we're just so thankful that we made this reconnection with you again, not only for the friendship standpoint, but also from a health perspective. And we're so excited that we have this amazing platform that Brian operates every week, and just the kind of connections that we're able to do through social media and just the way the internet has changed. We're just thrilled to be part of bringing you back through this medium to share this phenomenal, phenomenal product, this phenomenal passion that you have to share with everybody out there. Thank you again so much, and we value your time. Quinn, thank you, sweetheart, for being on with us. And Brian, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Quinn, you're a natural. Your dad should take you everywhere on the road, announcing in front of television cameras like you are right now, on big stages where we've seen Scott. You're a natural, and you're made for this, buddy. Good job. Scott, can't say enough about you, your passion, and your product. And it's obviously helped me personally. I'm still consuming it 3 years running, and don't see any time that I'm going to quit soon. I'm really intrigued about that new one that you've just flashed forward, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. With that, though, we'd like to say good night to all, because this is the time that we say good night to all. It's an hour has come up. We'll leave up the video on the website for approximately 1 week following this show for all to view. absolutely free of charge. But remember, 48 hours is all you have to email Scott and get your free bottle. So don't forget to do that. Until then, we will see you again next week. We thank you all for stopping by. We'll see you once again real soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.